There we go. There we go. Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to the live trading alert with me on Monday. I am Rick, by the way. Every Monday at 11:45 right here, we do a webinar. Trading live, it's not all about live trading alerts. However, I will be talking about it. There is a 14-day trial, absolutely free. I don't believe Ed even asked for a credit card. So here, Ed might be trying to hopefully put a link in the chat right now if you're interested. You like that shirt? Yeah, that's really me, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, 14-day trial. I get all my trades from live trading alerts. I have it set up so that it does exactly what I want it to do. And that's something I'm going to talk about today, is making the trade yours. And of course, we'll look at charts. Hopefully we can find that next big winner. We'll certainly look at a lot of them. But mostly I want to talk about making that trade yours. And this is whether you use live trading alerts or not, okay? I think this is very important. Let me move this out of the way. I do want to bring one more thing up and just remind everybody that on August 31st, July 31st and August 1st, I will be having a open house in the for Hit and Run Candlesticks. And I'm going to put a link in here for registration. Members of Hit and Run Candlesticks, you do not have to register. You don't have to register at all. But if you're not a member of Hit and Run Candlesticks and you'd like to join in for 2 days, August 31 and August for July, July 31 and August 1st for our open house, okay? All right, let's put these away, sort of. There we go. Okay. So one of the things I want to talk about today is make the trade yours. And I want to explain this. And this is, for people that don't know what they want, maybe this webinar will help you out. Perhaps it will. Maybe for those that are confused or they're just kind of hit and miss, maybe this will help you out. And what I mean by make it yours is today I've taken no trades, all right? And the reason I haven't taken a trade is I don't feel the market is completely in my favor. And I'm going to explain that a little bit because I have certain rules that I want to trade with. Let's come over. Oh, it doesn't matter where we go, I guess. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Clean that chart up. So whether you're looking at Apple, whether you're looking at it doesn't matter. SPY, whether you're looking at Microsoft or whatever chart you want to look at. This is something that I would like to happen before I buy a chart. In that particular chart that I'm looking at, I want price to be above the T line and the T line above the trend indicator. And we don't have that right here, do we? Nope, we don't. I also, when I look at that position for a long buy, I also want the SPY to be in my favor. Okay, so what would be in my favor? Let's come over here. See how price is above the T line is above the trend indicator. That's what I want right there. And then I want the chart that I'm looking at to be long in. I also want that. And I want just the opposite for short. So if you really look at the SPY right now, it really is setting up to the short side. What it doesn't have yet is the T line below the trend indicator. So here's what I'm finding, and I did a coaching class over the weekend to somebody, and this happens an awful lot, that traders just want to go out there and trade with just the idea you're going to make money, and it doesn't really work that way, okay? Putting whatever you can in your favor, oh my goodness, helps out. And it just puts your probabilities up higher. But days like today will kill you. And what I mean by kill you is it's lack of patience. Just be patient. Just be patient. Let the market completely set up in your favor. So this is why I have not traded anything today. I haven't closed anything. I haven't bought anything because I don't feel the market is there. I do feel the market's trying to digest. Good Lord, we had a lot of weekend news, didn't we? And it's probably trying to digest a little bit of that. The market's trying to digest some upcoming, or make sense of, some upcoming earnings, make sense of some past earnings. So there's a lot going on today just by itself. And, if you're an ace trader, what I would call a pro trader, you trade whatever your little heart desires. You trade what you want. But if you're a struggling trader, somebody just starting out, you don't get to trade whatever you want. And you can believe that or not, but eventually you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that. You'll know. It'll hit you in the head. Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll get there for you. So you just have to make a few rules. And the rules I use some rules that are pretty much established through the industry. For instance, something like this is established through the industry: a low, high, higher low, higher high, and that's the tradable bottom. For the trading industry, that is a industry standard. It doesn't mean that everybody who believes in that sticks with that. A lot of buying goes on down here or even at the bottom. But that's an industry standard. Here's what is not an industry standard, but it's my standard. And this is what I would like everybody to do. Now, don't follow my standard. You make your own standard. I just want to share with you what I'm looking at. And I think it would be very, very beneficial and you'll be very happy in the end. And when I mean by the end, I mean, give it a couple of weeks, and that's trade in some kind of established trend. And when right here, just looking at the SPY, price above the T-line above the trend indicator, trend. Right down here, see how we're down, and then we pop up and we pull back over here. If you look at it, or notice right through here. Can I make that a little bigger? There we go, a little bigger. And let's draw this right. Let me draw a little box around that. And then I want to draw a box around this, okay? So now, you see here, we certainly have a low, high, higher, low, higher, high. Great standard in the industry. But notice it really didn't break out till right here. This was the tradable bottom, not here. That's the tradable bottom. Notice the T-line is not above the trend indicator, right there. The black line is not above the green dots or red dots. They're below. And then look what happens over here. Now let me get rid of all of that. There you go. See how price, do this. See how price is now above the T-line, and the T-line is above the trend indicator. Okay, here's the downside to that, all right? You're not going to catch bottoms. That's not the point of my trading. And if you are all about catching bottoms, then what I just talked about is nothing but mud to you. You don't care. And that's okay. That's all right. Unless you want to do the same thing intraday. And you can do the same thing intraday. This is a 10-minute chart. T-line above the trend indicator, right? Price above the T-line above the trend indicator. Until it didn't, until it went the other way. But remember, we're on a faster time frame. That's a 10-minute. Here's an hourly. You see right there, we have not made the hourly bullish yet. Oh yeah, we've got a gap up in the SPY, without a doubt. Looks good from a bottom picker's point of view. But bottom pickers don't make any money unless there's follow through. You just picked a bottom. And here's the bummer. about that. Okay, and look, you guys all know who I'm talking about. You know yourself. That's who I'm talking to, and you guys know who you are. All right. So you're a bottom picker. You pick the bottom, and the chart rallies up. Man, we hear from you. You know, you just made goodles of money, right? But on the other hand, if you pick the bottom and the chart goes down, guess what? We never hear from you. Never hear squat. Not a thing. Zip, zero. So which one are you? You know, you be that guy if you want, or that gal, whichever one. But have some rules down here. Have some rules. If you're going to bottom pick, at least put some kind of trend in place. So, you know, I'm not saying that my trading trend is the way to go. It works for me. What I'm just trying to show you is the mechanics, and then you decide what you want to do. You know, no one has to use the T-line at all. Nobody has to use the trend indicator, which is nothing more than the 17 exponential. But I do truly believe that putting something like that together is worthwhile. I really do. Sorry, there's a question here. I just kind of wanted to get to a stopping place. Can you explain or remind me what the T-line is and trend indicator? Thank you, Murrah. Appreciate you stepping up on that. I really do. And just to say it again, what Murrah said there, the T-line is nothing more than the 8 exponential moving average, and the trend indicator is nothing more than the 17 exponential moving average. We just figured out a clever way to turn it into red and green dots. If you wanted to make this, say, the 20 simple or 21 exponential or 30, you can do that too. It's super easy to do. Super, super, super easy, okay? So the point is create a trading rule for yourself, okay? Do those, anyway, so there we go. All righty. G is asking, do those work for for the S&P 500 or only the SPY? Works for any chart you want to look at, G. Doesn't matter. Let's take a look at, just because it's popping up on the scanner here, let's take a look at HP here, okay? So, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to open this up a little bit. I'm going to put this on daily because I'm going to need this in a minute. So, is HP following the rules that I would want? Well, let's go look and see. All right. You can clearly see we have a trend, right? You don't need to draw any lines from point to point to point. You can clearly see we're in an uptrend. 50-period moving average is pointing that out. You can clearly see that we're in an uptrend right there, right? I'm not going to booger up my chart with that one. So now I'm going to move this in red because red is just easier to see. Price is above the T-line. T-line is above the trend indicator. Now, something I always want to look for is a chart pattern setup. Is that a chart pattern setup that I would want? Yes, it is. So there's a great big yes. There's 3 more yeses right here, right? But come over here and look at the SPY. That's a great big fat no. So from a probability standpoint, you've got the weight of the market fighting this chart. All right, you've got the weight of the market fighting this chart. This chart looks good, but you've got the weight of the market dragging it down. So if you want to increase the amount of winners, your win-loss ratio, this is something you want to consider. Put the market in your favor. So, which means I can't trade this. I mean, if you're going to follow the rules 100%, and by the way, I don't follow my rules 100%. Oh my God, nobody here does. So don't kid yourself, okay? Yeah, don't kid yourself that you're going to, and don't kid yourself that everybody else does as well. but at least have the rules. Acknowledge, all right, look, I'm going to buy this. Not really. I'm going to buy this, and I don't care that the SPY's not in my favor. I'm not going to do that today. Are there times that I do that? Sure, there are. But by and large, I want the market in my favor. So the answer G is absolutely. It works with any chart you want to look at. Doesn't matter, okay? Does not matter. Let's see here. I'm looking. Let's take a look at KRE. Whoops. Try that again. KRE. There's KRE. Look at that big bullish move right here. So one thing that I hear from an awful lot of folks is, aren't you afraid this is up too much? Well, let's fix that problem, okay? And let's do this. Anything below this line, we really don't care about. None of that matters anymore. This is the trade. And from this chart pattern right here, what do we look for? Let's make this an arrow. There we go. We look for a low to a high to a higher low or double bottom, and then we look for bullishness, right? There you go. Why do we need to be concerned about this? And this is, I mean, if you want to be concerned, that's certainly your choice, trader's choice. But it's the chart pattern I'm looking for. The trend is up. Everything looks good, except for what? The market, right? The market. All right. So let's solve that problem, and let's look for a short. So here's a possible short. Now the short would be the exact opposite of the bullishness. There's price below the T line, below the trend indicator. And looky there. We're setting up here, aren't we? Okay. So why not go short this? I'll share why. All right. So there are these days where it just doesn't pay to trade. It just doesn't. And I'm feeling like today is one of these days. So here we are down. Oh, and I want to make something very, very clear right now. I am extremely bullish on the market. Okay, I am not bearish on the market. Well, what about that? That's just a pullback for now. That has not broken anything to get panicked about. That's just a normal movement. There is no difference in this move here versus this move versus that move. This move, still no difference. It did get below the 50-period moving average, which does make me take a little bit of a different attitude toward it. But in the big picture, has that really broke anything? No, it has not. So keep in mind, I am still bullish. So why aren't I buying it and being long? Because price is under my trading trend. Price has to be over my trading trend, okay? All right. Karen is asking, would that be a PBO? I'm not sure what chart we looked at. KRE, no. HP, was it HP we were looking at? Not that HP, HPQ. HPQ, there we are. Maybe this is what you mean. And yes, that's a pullback opportunity. It's just like the SPY right now. I think it's a pullback opportunity, okay? So here we rally up, and here's your pullback, and here's your pullback opportunity. I want to clarify something, okay? Let me clarify something. So the pullback opportunity doesn't have to be right here, and it doesn't have to be right here. Let me draw this, and we'll, boom, do a breakout. This is the opportunity is the chart setting up. Certainly viable if you feel it's met your conditions. But this is coming out of a pullback opportunity. So all through there is all that is a place to buy. Okay, all that is a place to buy. Okay, so I hope that made a little bit of sense. And I think it's just important for everybody to to take control of your trading and make your rules. So as an example here, if somebody was to send out a trade, here, this is an example. I posted a trade to the members of Hit and Run Candlesticks where PFE was setting up. And when I posted it, that was a little bit of a better candle. But that doesn't change anything. It's still setting up. Let's see here. Price above the T-line above the trend indicator, right? Now, just because I posted this earlier and somebody bought it, did it meet your market rule over here? So make sure you trade your rules, Another one was BMY. I like what BMY is doing here. Look at that. That's a nice. I'm going to clear off all that. We better come over here too. So look at BMY. We've got a very nice bottom setting up here. Here you've got a low, high, higher low, higher high. And here we're pulling back. It's almost around a bottom breakout. Not quite. Is that a buy? Well, for some folks it is. Other folks, whoops, wrong one there. We don't have bullishness in the market. We don't have that. And by the way, your market doesn't have to be the SPY. Your market could be the Qs, it could be the diamonds, it could be whatever your little heart desires. Doesn't matter. I tend to use the SPY because it has more stocks in it. I would rather trade, say SPY versus diamonds, for instance. The diamonds have 30 stocks in it. I would rather trade some, or I would rather take my Q from something that has 500 stocks in it opposed to 30. It's just my choice, all right? Your choice could be whatever you want it to be. But I want it all to be in sync, all to be in sync. By the end of the day, could we pop up here on the SPY? Absolutely, absolutely, okay? So, and by the way, all these things that I get, these trade ideas, these everything comes right from live trading alerts, okay? Everything I look at. And right now, I got to tell you, the market is whoops, sorry, had to put this back, put something back so I could see what I was doing. The market right now is being a little bit crazy because we're not getting any really great alerts right now. USB trying to pop up a little bit. On the short side, let's look at CEG. CEG here still might be a short trade. We've got a nice downtrend right here. There you go, nice downtrend. See how price is below the T-line, T-line's below the trend indicator. And now you might wait for whatever candlestick, whatever trigger you might be looking for to get you in, okay? Any questions? Anything at all? Anything at all? Anything at all? Let's take a look at, whoops, I see KRE is trying to pop up again. KRE is trying to move up again. Again, that's coming up on the scanner there. BGC, look at BGC here. Up, consolidation. And, you know, we're not looking for anything that hasn't happened before. You want repeatable chart patterns. Repeatable chart patterns. And see here how we rally, rest, rally, rest, rally, rest. Just like that. Repeatable chart pattern. Well, let's see what's APO up to. APO, there's APO. So let's look at that. So here you can see how the trend is trending. See how we rallied up and pulled back, and now it looks like we're headed higher, right? What else have we got? Again, it's a little tough right now on the old. It's not giving me lots of Lots of alerts. So take a look at 3M. 3M is setting up kind of a pop out of the box type setup here. So let's do that. That's actually looking pretty good. So there's a nice little box right in here. Now let's see if it meets our criteria. And look, we already know the answer is a big fat no here on the market, right? Price above the T line above the trend indicator. That's momentum right there. That's momentum. See the little box we're in? So we're up, and now all this is consolidation right through there. I'm gonna have to make sure I flag that one. Okay. I see a lot of people starting to type and then you stop typing. You got to finish it up. There we go. Hello, Carly. I have one small position, PLTR. Let's take a look at that. From last week, trend still looks good. I agree with you. Trend still looks a little good. A little wicky. That would make me a little bit nervous right there, just a tiny bit. Yeah, that'd make me a little bit nervous. And what that would do is that would just make me want to be a little more factual about my stop. In other words, put that stop in. Or if you don't put hard stops, put a line in there and make a deal with yourself. If that doesn't trigger you to stop yourself out, go slam your hand in the car door. Okay, make a deal with yourself to do that. So over the 8 and 17, but it's hard to be patient with this crazy market. I hear you. This market's a little. I think today, what all today is digesting a lot of weekend news. Okay. A lot of weekend news, and it's trying to put together the earnings that we've had, upcoming earnings. The market is just trying to make sense of everything. That's what today is. But for this chart, like I said, those wicks would make me a little nervous. And here, let's do this too. So let's talk about momentum. Momentum is what's going to keep your chart going. And you can see here the blue line is the 3 EMA, and the black line is the T line, or the 8 EMA. Now, we can clearly see, okay, that the 3 EMA is above the T line is above the trend indicator. So our momentum is good, right? But let's not forget just to look at those candlesticks in there. And they make me a little concerned. I'm going to share another chart with you, and this is the 3-bar chart, what we call the 3-bar chart. And it's just a 130-minute chart, but it breaks each candle down to it breaks each daily candle down to 3 equal candles. And if we look here, the momentum, we're starting to lose that momentum, right? Now, we started to lose it here, and it came back. We even lost it here, and it came back. So remember, this is a faster chart. So you really got to watch this in here. If I just start using some price action, I like that right there. If I start looking at price action, we see where we've kind of touched. We stopped right there, touch. Look at those 3 bodies right in there. Here we touched and we're back up. 27.94, or give a few pennies either way, I think is kind of important. So anything below that, I think I would be a little bit nervous. I'd be a lot nervous, actually. So I hope that helped you with PTLR, okay? Hey, Bob, you're late. How many weeks? How many weeks? Was it planned? I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Let's see. Sorry if it's already... No, it has not been looked at. So let's come over here to this chart. This chart right here. So right now, let's look at it, okay? And let's keep that red. You can see that we have a nice bullish trend. Here we have a rally up, a J hook setting up. I think this area right here is going to be kind of important, right there. But here's the other thing. The market is not on your side at the moment. So I would just be a little cautious with that. Just a tiny, tiny bit cautious. Yeah, just have that stop in there. Just have that stop in there, okay? But overall, I mean, you've got a nice looking trend here. We are flirting with this top. That would make me a little worrisome. Wouldn't make me not have it. Just concerned. And we really need to be above 1880. Okay. Thanks, Carly. Appreciate it. And Delta short sure looks that way, except for, are we? And you know, here's one of those things. I guess every trader is a little bit different. We clearly have a downtrend, but I look here and we have a low high, higher low, higher high, or a low high, and now we're putting in a higher low. So are we trying to carve a bottom? Are we? A rhetorical question. So you've got to ask yourself that. So where's the short? Well, I think the short is going to be below about 42.30. Price action is suggesting that the buyers are trying to come in there. So I'd be a little cautious with that, maybe. But below 42.30, yeah. Now that I look at this over at the left, that looks like some pretty good support right in there to me. That looks like where buyers are buying it up. So I'm probably not real keen on the whole Delta short at the moment. Okay. Grace, will you wait for the 3.817 on the SPY before you take a trade? Not 100%. I may look at something like the 3-bar chart. I may do that. So let's look at this chart here, okay? So here's the thing. You can trade one way if you want, mechanically, and you can be darn right anal about it if you want. And there is nothing in the world wrong with that. In fact, you'll probably be a pretty darn good trader. As time goes, you will develop tools for your trading toolbox, and you'll develop little different things to look at. But right from the get-go, have one tool. And if your tool says, say the SPY or Qs or whatever you're looking at has got to be bullish for you, okay? Well, I may switch to the 3-bar chart, because let's think about this price action here. We've got a pair of dojis and we have a gap up that is currently holding. Now, my trend indicator has not gone green, so I'm not buying, okay? But if we start coming above that red dot, that's telling me that this doji gap up pattern is working. So I may do something like that. Now, if I see the market starting to tip up pretty darn good, and honestly, we're going to have to get past 554.80. These two candles right there, 554.80, 554.80ish right through there. We'll have to get through that, pretty much this high right in here. Then we may have something. Whoops, wrong one. Darn it. Try that again. This one. There we go, right there. Okay. Now let's come over here to the hourly chart. Now, doesn't that hourly chart, doesn't that just kind of help you out? Look at that. I mean, that is pretty darn clear, isn't it? And by the way, you don't have to wait for this. You don't have to. I think overall in your trading career, you'll find that this will help you win more. There is a negative to this, by the way. You're not going to be the person that picks out bottoms. You're not going to be that person. You're not going to be that person that just gets, the bottom here. So you've got to make this decision. Are you that person that you try so hard to get that bottom, but you have a lot of failed trades? Or are you that person that waits for that little trend to get started, the setup, and you wait for the market to be on your side? You won't get the, those kind of entries. You probably wouldn't get entries down here either. But you're more likely, there's more of a probability you're going to have a winning trade. So somewhere along the lines, you've got to make a decision there on how you want your trading to go. Okay. That's right, Grace. Basically, everyone needs their own level of confirmation. I'm just sharing with you mine. You're more than welcome to use it. I recommend that you just get out there and make something and then do it. And maybe while you're trying to construct that plan, that strategy for yourself, that you probably don't trade for a while you're doing it, just so you can truly understand what you're doing. Or if you buy something, you buy, I wouldn't buy options. I would stick with shares and only buy a couple shares. I'm serious. Two shares until you get what you're doing established. Whoops, I wanted that up here. WDC trying to come back. Yeah, not what I thought it was going to be, but anyway, here, I need to put this back to the SPY down here. There we go. All right, you're very welcome, Grace. Thanks, Bob. I think you're looking at the hard. Yeah, on days like today, I would stay away from the hard right edge, to tell you the truth. I really would. I don't think there's any advantage to the hard right edge on days like this. And what I mean by days like this, where's the market going? Look at that. What are we doing? Absolutely nothing. Zip. We don't have a bullish chart pattern, and if anything, we have a little bit of a bearish chart pattern. We have that bear 3-8 trap, if anybody is into the 3-8 trap. We've got that setting up right now, but you don't have confirmation. We have a market doing nothing right now. Zero. And I don't have an edge when the market is boring. When the market is flat like this, I simply don't have an edge. This is a great time, by the way, to maybe build a watch list. And what I'm going to look for a watch list are charts that are rallying up and pulling back to a PBO, pullback opportunity, okay? That's what I'm going to do. See here? Look at Roblex. Pullback PBO. Watch list. I'm going to flag. Oh, it is already. All right. Watch list material. EFC. See? Rally, pullback. Saber. What's that doing? Look at that. Up and pullback. By the way, these are all coming from live trading alerts. I don't have a watch list. I'm just, I pull from live trading alerts. JNPR. Get rid of that. Rally, pullback. That's what I'm looking for. Rally, pullback. The only problem today is there's just not a lot coming up. PAA, rally, consolidate. A rally, consolidate. In the bigger picture, this has got a nice little J-hook thing. We better put that line right there, though, right? And then see how we're up. J-hook thing. It's a J-hook thing right there. Let's see. Thanks for my outlook, Rick. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope I was helpful today. There's just not a lot of charts right now, I think, that are just, ready to really be in or anything. I am in coin. And by the way, if you are part of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, you got a notification or a chart on coin over the weekend. If you ever watch our videos, my pre-market video, it's on YouTube. I talked about coin. I think I talked about coin Friday, and I may have mentioned it today, now that I think about it. Talked about that. And I can't remember if I sent an alert or something out on our free text system on coin. I can't remember that. But follow us. And coin right now, I have 2 contracts in it. That's all. I don't buy a lot. It's only up just under 7.4%, but that's $845. My next target after breaking out here will be around 280. 780. I wish. 280. Now that does not mean that coin maybe, let's make that smaller. There we go. The coin maybe moves up and then moves down. Coin might do that. I hope everybody knows that, and I think I'm speaking from just about every educator out there, everybody that has a trading room, everybody that shares their trades. When they put targets up here, they're not saying that we're going to do that. That is not what they're saying. Okay? So please keep that in mind. Pullbacks are normal. It takes pullbacks to actually go higher because pullbacks allows more money to come into that position, or newer money, fresher money. Okay? So I see APA. What are you doing? APA. There's APA here. And again, I'm not making it up. It's all from live trading alerts. I have an energy window, just energy alone. So I can watch that. That's of interest to me. So here's APA, rally up, and there's our PBO pullback. Possible trade opportunity right in here. So I'm going to flag that right there. I still have a few minutes, but if there's any last questions, by all means, let me know, please, if you have any. Let's see. In the meantime, let's look at possible shorts. BA, Boeing, might be trying to fail here. What's Amazon doing? Amazon is setting up for a 3/8 trap failure right now. For Amazon to be bullish, it would have to turn our trend indicator green on the daily. For the early folks, the 3-bar chart works very well, and for the really early folks, the 60-minute chart might work. And for everyone else under 60-minute, you're on your own. Those are a waste of time frames for me. So, sorry, but they are. All right. What else we got? Let's see. Is that an RBB setting up? Take a look at LPSN. That was a nice rounded bottom breakout right there. There's your PBO, 3/8 trap, rallied up. I would say this still has more room to go. It just needs a little bit of a rest, okay? All right, let's take a look at Rivian. That'll be the last one. We'll call it a day. I think Rivian is still bullish. Rivian has rallied up. It's pulled back to our 50%, retracement line. My targets on it are, the next target, which you don't get this, you don't get anything. 18.25 up here at 20, and then around 22 up into here. So let's talk about this. These are not fib lines, although you could use fib lines. I just use quadrant lines. And I'm just simply drawing from this top down to this bottom. So what happens is if we're in a trend and we're working, the major target is going to be the 50% retracement. So boom, hit target, pulled back, hit target again. We're fussing around. Once we move over that 50%, it creates a very good supporting area. Now, the next leg, next good leg is from here up. So as long as we stay above that line, we mind our manners, and we stay within trend, Rivian just might be a really good trade there, Richard. Okay, I've been watching that one, looking for an entry, waiting for an entry. Only reason I don't buy it today is simply because the market is garbage. All righty. I want to thank everybody. I appreciate it, okay? I'll get this recorder rendered and out there for you. So if you'd like to watch it again, you certainly can, all right? Ed, thanks so much for having me. I do appreciate it. And I do want to remind everybody that if you're interested in live trading alerts, 14 days, it's free, 100% free. And it's well worth it. And make sure you ask help. Okay, don't try to create the alerts all by your lonesome. Just don't do it. All right, it'll be rough. I'm not lying about it. You know, it's rough. Back in the old days when it was starting out super simple, really easy, when there was less tools, sure, it was easy. But there's a lot of tools out there now, and it's how you put those tools together. And I know Ed would love to help you do it, and I would like to do the same. So anyway, 14 days, give it a try. Thanks. See you guys later. Take care.